Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Anisa Nabila, and in this video I will present a summary of the material from Meeting 10 of Reflective Practice in Language Education. This session focuses on the emotional, identity-based, and agentive dimension of language teacher development, explored through a case study of the pre-service teacher named Iris. The first is rationale of the study. The study begins with the recognition that language teacher identity, or LTI, is closely tied to emotional experiences. Scholars such as Ferrer, Richards, Yazan, and Lindahl emphasize that pre-service teachers often navigate emotional tensions, professional uncertainty, and identity struggle as they enter the classroom. Furthermore, researchers including Shahri, Wolf, and De Costa argue that teachers' emotions directly influence their pedagogical decisions, shaping how they approach classroom practices and respond to institutional constraints. Despite these, teacher education programs rarely provide explicit instruction on how to understand or manage this emotional dimension. To address this gap, the researcher implement a critical practicum designed to foster critical emotional reflexivity among pre-service teachers in Turkey. The second is key concept. Okay, here is the emotion identity agency relationship. Drawing on Kai Aidar 2019, the study adopts a framework where emotions, identity, and agency are viewed as deeply interconnected. Each component influences how teachers perceive their role, make decisions, and respond to challenges in their professional environment. And this is the critical emotional reflexivity, or CER. CER refers to the ability to critically examine personal emotion, connect those emotions to broader social issues such as inequalities, ideology, and power. Use this understanding as a foundation for professional growth. This approach encourages teachers to see emotions not as obstacles but as valuable insight into their teaching identity. Okay, the next is emotion labor. Based on the work of Hochschild 1983 and Binesh, emotion labor describes how teachers manage or suppress their feelings to meet institutional expectations or feeling rules. While this can create tension, it can also become an important source of resistance, reflection, and eventual agency. Okay, the next is teacher agency. Teacher agency is understood as the intentional capacity to act, make informed choices, and shape one's own pedagogical path, even within institutional constraints. Okay, the next explanation is participant overview. Iris, the focal participant in this study is Iris, a 22-year-old Korean pre-service English teacher. A non-native English speaker living and studying in Turkey, learning Turkish while completing her practicum, selected as an intensity case due to her rapid and noticeable development. Her experiences provided deep insight into how reflective practice shapes identity and agency. The next explanation is case study, Iris Professional Transformation. The case study is presented in 3 chronological episodes, each highlighting significant emotional and pedagogical shifts. Episode 1, Initial Tension. In the beginning of her practicum, she experienced high anxiety. She felt delegitimized because she was a non-native English speaker. She internalized native speakers' ideologies. She viewed herself through a deficit lens. She relied heavily on textbooks out of fear of making mistakes. Emotionally, she felt inadequate and unsure of her emerging teacher identity. Episode 2, First Lesson Struggle. Her first major moment of difficulty emerged during her early teaching attempts. She taught directly from the textbook. She felt unsatisfied with the lack of communicative engagement. She prepared an activity involving personal anecdotes but kept it hidden, lacking confidence to use it. This episode revealed how emotional insecurity limits her ability to implement the types of teaching she actually valued. In the episode 3, Transformation and Agency, a turning point occurred when Iris began embracing reflective practice. She gained confidence and began trusting her own pedagogical judgment. She moved beyond textbook dependency. She adopted a multilingual and multicultural identity. She incorporated Korean cultural artifacts such as the symbolism of spoons to enrich classroom discussions. She introduced sensitive and critical topics including suicide rates in Korea and Turkey to foster meaningful engagement. She used translanguaging strategies to support learner comprehension. She let go of the English-only ideology. Through this development, Iris redefined her teaching identity as being myself and integrating my own identity into my pedagogy. And the next explanation is before and after development. Before, deficit-oriented perspective, strong reliance on textbook guidance, feelings of inadequacy, influence of native speakerism. And the after here is empower multilingual and multicultural stance, purposeful use of personal and cultural resources, recognition of her unique strengths as a young NNEST, stronger agency and self-defined teaching identity. Her journey demonstrates how emotional awareness can evolve into critical emotional reflexivity, enabling meaningful pedagogical change. And the last explanation is key takeaways. From this meeting, I learned that teacher identity is dynamic and continually shaped through reflection. Emotions are integral to professional development and should not be ignored. Non-native English teachers hold valuable linguistic and cultural resources. And critical emotional reflexivity enables teachers to transform insecurity into confidence and agency. Authentic is a powerful foundation for effective pedagogy. Okay, this session highlights that teaching is not only a technical profession but also an emotional and identity-driven process. Iris' story illustrates how understanding one's emotion and experiences can lead to powerful transformation in teaching practice. Thank you for watching, and I hope this summary provides a clear academic overview of meeting 10. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.